So today was actually a pretty big day for Call of Duty Black Ops 4 news information and just relative things to come out. We ended up seeing earlier in the day actually that the 9 Zombies trailer was debuted. Dr. Disrespect actually ended up getting that early, to which he was able to do a world premiere of that on his stream earlier. It was probably about an hour to an hour and a half earlier than it actually went live, but it's now actually available via all socials with Call of Duty and Avenged Sevenfold. But that said, that's something to check out. A lot of my friends are probably breaking that down already. I don't know if you guys are really too receptive to the Zombies content. I know we did a lot of zombie stuff in Black Ops 3. If you want to see some of that stuff, you can feel free to let me know in the comments. I'm certainly looking forward to Zombies, but today we're not going to be talking about that. We're going to be instead talking about Call of Duty Black Ops 4's DLC and a little bit more of the information that we got here with that, and break it all down for you guys so it's relative and easy to understand for you guys, because it can get a little bit confusing. It's not really laid out in a straightforward manner in the sense of this, and this is exactly what you can expect and what exactly everything means. So we're going to try and decipher that here a little bit for you guys. With that said, let's just jump right into it. So in a blog post detailed by both Treyarch as well as Activision, we ended up getting a little bit of, again, just a relative rundown of, hey, thanks for the support thus far in the year, and now onto what we can actually detail. So things they actually straight up detailed actually are some of the DLC plans that we can expect for immediately after launch. And this is where we end up seeing the more stuff that's in plain view. It's not a little ambiguous or anything like that. So what we end up seeing is that Nuke Town is going to be coming for all players in November, and there's a little asterisk on for everybody. In just a second we'll explain why. Then we end up seeing detailed for everybody also a new specialist in December, which gets me thinking a little bit. Then we'll have Blackout updates continually throughout the year. Then events are also going to be coming back within Black Ops 4, something that World War II really hit on, but these ones I think are going to be ramped up even more so that they're even more continual than that of what we saw within World War II. All 4 of those things were detailed: Nuke Town in November, specialist in December, and then other things kind of all throughout the year. Of course, we'll have more DLC after all that, but that's the first immediate stuff that was detailed to us, the consumer. And kind of breaking it down a little bit further, Nuke Town, of course, is going to be that map. We don't know if it's going to tie in with the Black Ops Pass content or that sort of bundle that we dropped throughout the year, because we do know that on top of what we already have at launch, we're going to be guaranteed at least to see throughout the year, whether it be something you can buy separately or with the Black Ops Pass only, the 4 new Zombies experiences after the launch of the game, 12 multiplayer maps, and then 4 Blackout characters as well, exclusive for that kind of stuff, plus everything else that'll be freebies. So in that sense, there's going to be a lot of stuff. We don't know if Nuke Town, though, ties into those 12 additional multiplayer maps just yet. I would assume not, because the blog post states that it's a community free offering following launch, so I don't think it's going to tie into that 12 number total already detailed, but instead it'll be a part of the freebies we end up getting throughout the year. Also, specialists were something that we know are going to be given throughout the year, but with the next one being released in December, it almost looks like we'll be getting one every 2 months or so. If we were to make a preliminary guess off of that sort of time frame from launch to next specialist, might set up the parameters of every 2 months. After that, though, Blackout will end up getting some new updates, in which, again, this is going to be continual throughout the year. We don't have an ETA on the first update or anything like that, but they end up stating that there will be map updates, expansions, as well as new modes, and those are already guaranteed. So things like those limited time modes we saw in the beta, plus if you're looking for, say, Hijacked, Combine, or any other map portions in the Black Ops universe that you thought deserved to be in Blackout but weren't there, it's very possible you can end up seeing those happen, because if you took a look at the map within the beta, while it was a big map, there really weren't all that many huge portions compared to the scale of the map. There were still a lot of open areas. So you could definitely play around with a lot of different things here, that one. And then events are, of course, going to be seasonal and, of course, continue to go on throughout the year. I would imagine the first one is in the end of October for both Halloween and also Dia de los Muertos. And we saw that leaked out a while ago, actually, of some specialist characters in that Day of the Dead decor. That's all well and dandy and all. We all have now a little bit of an understanding of some of the things immediately coming after the launch of Black Ops 4. But what about the sort of more so managerial standpoint of this, the overall top-down perspective? The big thing that was also confirmed today was the exclusivity of these events and of these DLC offerings within Black Ops 4, because I know it's a big hot topic of discussion with a lot of people, and a lot of people don't like it, myself included, that there is that schism where people have to wait, but PlayStation 4 was confirmed to be the exclusivity partner here with this. It was inferred before. There were some things that, of course, pointed that way, most notably being the beta being early, but it was never officially confirmed that PlayStation and Call of Duty would be partnering up for Black Ops 4, but it was today. So what that means is that PlayStation 4 users will get content early, but the difference between this year and other previous years with exclusivity is the gap is nowhere near as big. So for those guys that want DLC and want it a little more closer together, that's actually what we're gonna be getting, because PlayStation 4 users now only get the DLC 7 days early compared to 30 days early. So of course that's a great step in the right direction, I think, to bringing everybody closer together and having the content all trickle down all at the same time to everybody. But 7 days is that exclusivity window here with this, and there's a little bit of a reason here, and that comes down to just simply the way the Black Ops Pass is going to work and how content is going to be more continually offered throughout the year post-launch, and so that now has to tweak that exclusivity deal. One downside that was mentioned, and I don't know if this is just lost in translation, are that things like events are going to be exclusive to PlayStation 4 for a week as well. Within World War II, of course, everybody got the event content all at the same time, but then as of recently, the only thing that got gated behind exclusivity was the sandbox map. Before that, we had Gross and House as well as Shipment, all granted to players all at the same time because they were a part of the event itself. But now it seems like what maybe on the side of PlayStation, they realized, well, hey, if we have an exclusivity deal, that means we can get that stuff earlier too, right? So that's something that moving into Black Ops 4, unfortunately, it seems like there's going to be a week delay for the events as well on PlayStation 4 versus on Xbox One and PC, which I'm hoping gets adjusted. I don't like that at all, really. I think World War II did a very good job here with that. It's not major expansions, but instead just some in-game celebration stuff. So hopefully that gets tweaked, but I have no idea if it's something that, again, got lost in translation or if that's actually the plan. But circling back around to something that I know is, again, a touchy subject for many people, the Black Ops Pass, that's something that, again, was given a little more detail on as to what this will include. As we already know, we do have those 4 additional zombies experiences after launch, with this included, guaranteed 12 multiplayer maps, 4 exclusive Blackout characters, and of course the classified bonus zombies map on launch of the game. That is something that a lot of people really thought, well, it's only going to be tied to the digital deluxe and the upper bundles of the game, not just the base version of the game. But that was dispelled finally today. I couldn't imagine for the longest time that they would do this and only tie it to the bundles of the game. So that's something that of course was finally detailed today as being a standalone item. You will still probably be able to buy things individually is my guess, and we are still of course going to have free content dropped throughout the year. As for how much, we don't exactly know. The way that I kind of compare this in my mind mentally is the sort of battle pass mentality, where you have free stuff given, and then the paid version also allows you to get extra things on top of that. So I'm gonna assume we're still gonna get free maps every so often, like how we see Nuke Town is gonna be available in November, but then also say maybe in January, February, or maybe April or May, we get another map drop for free, but on top of that, we're still getting relatively every month other content that's paid for. And it might sound confusing at first on how this might work out, but with Treyarch's statement that this is going to be the most packed post-launch season ever in Call of Duty history, of course, that kind of makes it a little bit easier to understand that you don't have to really compare it to a previous DLC model, because we're gonna be getting a lot more than previous DLC models. So in that sense, I'm kind of still sticking to the guns where we're gonna have a regular stream of free content, but again, there's gonna be more offerings if you end up paying that extra couple of bucks to get a lot more compared to what free stuff. So it doesn't matter which way you go, you're still gonna get support after the game launches, and so therefore, it kind of comes down to your personal preference, what all you wanna take part in. But sort of to recap here with the details already given to us, we have Nuke Town in November, the new Specialist in December, both of those for free for everybody. Blackout updates being continual, that being map updates, expansions, new modes, all that good stuff, probably new points of interest and other franchise favorites from the Black Ops universe. Events are going to be happening, again, probably the earliest one being the end of October, just 2 weeks after the launch of Black Ops 4 with Dia de los Muertos and Halloween, all that kind of stuff. The Black Ops Pass was detailed a little further as a standalone, and also you end up having that content granted for PlayStation 4 only 7 days early instead of 30 days. I think that, to me, is the biggest and best part out of this announcement today. Other recent rumors also within the community were that we'd see the Blackout Beta coming out again. That's since been dispelled. A lot of streamers were kind of slipping up, whether intentional or not. There were a couple of streamers in the Twitch scene that were like, well, you might want to keep your eyes open for the Blackout Beta coming back, but that really didn't amount to anything. That's again been dispelled, and the way I see it, Treyarch know they have something special. Activision and Treyarch both know that actually. All they have to do is build that hype even more and not drop it, because if you let it come back, more hands-on time will let that hype slip away a little quicker than just dropping it at launch. Additionally, there was another rumor of a Zombies beta, but again, I'm not entirely expecting that one. Zombies is usually always close to the chest and something that Treyarch doesn't really allow hands-on until the launch of the game. game. So that said, that's where we're at here at this one. Again, a lot of details came out today, not only a trailer for 9, the Zombies map, but also a lot of information on the DLC offering going further into the post-launch season of Black Ops 4. So that said, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Is there anything in particular you're really looking forward to hear out of this information? Maybe that being only 7 days earlier DLC compared to 30 days, whether it be new Blackout updates with new map points of interest, whether that be whatever it is. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Really interested in seeing what your reaction is to this, because again, I know that some of the DLC offering discussed before was a really big hot topic of discussion, and a lot of people really swung one way or another. So I'd love to get your thoughts and feedback on all this. Of course, if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to drop a like down below. If you are also new to the channel, make sure you guys subscribe so you don't miss a single thing regarding Blackout content, Black Ops 4. We still got a little bit of World War II up on deck, so I think in the next week or two we have a handful of videos still regarding World War II planned. But that said, if you guys are interested in any of that, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a single thing. If you guys also want to follow me over on Twitter, that's the best place to get connected outside of YouTube. Practically live on Twitter. If you guys want to strike up a conversation, ask me a question, whatever it may be, that link is down there in the description below. And if you guys also want to follow on Instagram, a little more active over there. So that link is down there for you guys to check out as well. But until next time, thanks so much for watching. My name is Espresso. Take care and peace.